What's the deal with the safety of Chinese cars? Let's dive into this topic, and specific crash tests of certain vehicles will help us figure it out. So, let's get started. First, we'll look at the safety of the best-selling cars. You're in for some unexpected discoveries, so don't go anywhere. To start, it's worth noting that NCAP tests, short for New Car Assessment Program, differ across the world. The toughest tests are Euro NCAP, where the speeds are higher and the test program is broader. European automotive safety specialists also evaluate passenger protection in side pole impacts and even score how easy it is to rescue passengers from a crumpled body. Naturally, the overall score is also influenced by the capabilities of active safety systems, which either prevent a collision or reduce potential damage. One important point is that NCAP tests are not mandatory. Historically, passive safety has become a marketing tool because people are genuinely interested in the safety of the cars they plan to buy. And interestingly, no Mercedes S-Class, BMW 7 Series, or Audi A8 has been crash tested under Euro NCAP standards, likely because these cars are already known to perform well in terms of safety. There are also tests conducted by IIHS, the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety, which crashes cars in North America. However, no Chinese car has undergone a crash test there yet. Then there's the ASEAN NCAP method, covering Southeast Asia. Chinese cars haven't been crash tested there either, with the exception of a few MG models. That brings us to the Australian NCAP, whose tests are just as rigorous and comprehensive as Euro NCAP. They crash cars into rigid barriers at 31 miles per hour, and also test cars by hitting deformable barriers with 50% overlap. In this case, both the barrier and the car are moving towards each other at 31 miles per hour. NCAP also performs side impact tests, where a trolley hits the side of the car at 31 miles per hour, as well as an oblique pole test. In addition to passive safety, NCAP also assesses the risk of passenger injuries from secondary impacts during a crash. For example, in the pole test, the car strikes the pole at a 75-degree angle, simulating a side impact on the driver's door, which is a particularly critical area for head injury. Overloads and potential injuries to passengers are measured using specialized dummies, seated in both the front and rear seats. The rear seat dummies simulate children aged 6 to 10 and are seated in appropriate child seats or boosters. This method is very similar to Euro NCAPs. NCAP also evaluates the effectiveness of active safety systems, although the assessment of pedestrian damage carries less weight in NCAP compared to Euro NCAP. Pedestrian impact tests simulate a collision at 24 miles per hour, and data from sensors in pedestrian dummies are used to assess injuries. NCAP also measures rear impact forces to assess the risk of whiplash injuries. 6 different specialized dummies are used. Additionally, they assess the condition of the vehicle's structure after a crash, including whether the doors can be opened and if passengers can be rescued. So, what are the results? According to NCAP testing, 4 models from HAVAL were crash tested. The highly popular HAVAL Jolion underwent testing in spring 2021 and earned a 5-star rating, with 90% protection for adult passengers and 84% for children. Around the same time, the HAVAL H6 was also tested and received 5 stars, similar to its results in 2015 and 2017. The first HAVAL models tested by NCAP were the H9 and H2, which earned 4 and 5 stars, respectively. NCAP has also tested the Chery Tiggo 7 Pro, Tiggo 8 Pro Max, and Omoda C5, all of which earned 5 stars, with adult and child protection ratings around 87–88%. The Tank 500 and Tank 300 also achieved 5 stars. On the other hand, some models didn't fare as well. The MG5 sedan and the Indian-made Mahindra Scorpio crossover, both from 2023, earned 0 stars in NCAP tests. Now let's move on to the CNCAP method and the cars it evaluates. CNCAP is China's new car assessment program, which includes front impact tests at 31 miles per hour against a rigid barrier, as well as front impact tests with a mobile trolley and 50% overlap from the driver's side at 31 miles per hour. Side impacts, where a trolley hits the driver's side at 31 miles per hour, are also part of CNCAP testing, along with pole impacts under the same 75-degree angle used by ANCAP. Pedestrian safety is evaluated at a collision speed of 24 miles per hour, and CNCAP uses the same standardized dummies as ANCAP and Euro NCAP. However, CNCAP uses 3-year-old child dummies for rear seat testing, unlike the 6-year-old child dummies used in Euro NCAP. The only thing CNCAP doesn't assess is the ease of rescuing passengers from the car after a crash. So, what are the results? Geely Monjaro and Tugela, Exeed TXL, RX and VX, and the Voya Free all earned 5 stars in CNCAP tests. The Chang'an Uni V sedan received 4 stars. China also has another organization conducting crash tests, the Chinese Insurance Automotive Safety Index, CIASI, which focuses on repairability after an accident rather than passenger and pedestrian safety. The CIASI tests don't involve crashing cars into walls. Instead, vehicles are subjected to a 25% overlap collision on the driver's side at 40 miles per hour. The strength of the roof is also tested by applying a weight 4 times the vehicle's mass until the roof is deformed by 127 millimeters. Bumper strength is evaluated at impacts of 9 miles per hour. There are many other factors measured in CIASI tests, which ultimately determine the car's insurance rating. Results are given on a 5-point scale, ranging from poor to excellent. So, what do the results show? All Chinese vehicles scored well in safety, but poorly in repairability. However, Chery didn't participate in these tests, and the only model from Geely was the Tugela. Many Chang'an vehicles and electric cars from BYD, Zeekr, and others were tested, all receiving high marks for safety. And as for Euro NCAP, you're already familiar with their user-friendly website, where you can check the results. ANCAP follows a similar system, and many models, like those from BYD, Zeekr, NIO, Great Wall, Xpeng, and even the latest MG models being sold in Europe, have passed their tests and received 5 stars. So, Chinese cars are scoring well on safety everywhere. But what do you think? Do you trust the safety of Chinese cars? Share your thoughts in the comments.
If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe.